All right. It's my great honor to welcome Mr. Ken Howell, who is representing the district governor spot since July 2015. He knows the roles of Rotarians since 2003. Fun fact, first shirt is awesome. Please welcome Mr. Ken Howell.
Thank you for that terrifically enthusiastic welcome, and I hope I can live up to your enthusiasm tonight. It really is an honor to come down and speak to you as Rylarians. And my message for you tonight is, I think, going to be pretty simple. And I've been thinking about what I wanted to say to you, and I gave it a lot of thought, especially on the drive down from Boise tonight. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that runs through a district governor's mind when he's asked to come down and speak to a group of pretty young people. And Rotarians as a whole tend to be a little older, and so I'm hoping that as you look around to the Rotarians that are in the room and the Rotarians you're going to interact with, that you don't think we are all completely crusty old people, even though some of us are a little crusty old people.
Thank you.
You know, most of us, all of us, I hope, remember what it was like to be in high school, to be at the age you are now, and to know what a difficult time it is often in people's lives. It's not easy, and there's a lot of things going on in your life. There's a lot of uncertainty. You're looking forward to a lot of change, and oftentimes it's a time of great angst. And people are worried about what their life's going to be like. What we want to do at RYLA with you is help you in that process, but more importantly, what we want to do is assure that as you go forward in the years and decades to come, that you will become great leaders in your community, in our state, and in our nation. And that's the whole purpose of RYLA. So why would a bunch of old, crusty Rotarians be interested in spending their time and spending their money in sending you all to a RYLA camp like this? And I want to spend a little bit of time talking about that tonight. And I was really trying to figure out how best to frame that for you. And finally, it came to me as I was driving down that really the best way to do that is talk about lawyers. I'm a lawyer. I'm a practicing lawyer. And I don't want to talk to you about what lawyers do or anything like that, but it occurred to me that there are a lot of great lawyer movies. A lot of great lawyer movies. There are some great classics, right? To Kill a Mockingbird, 12 Angry Men, Anatomy of a Murder, you know, all those great old Jimmy Stewart movies. They're great movies that in some way or another are centered around lawyers. And then we get to the modern era, and there's a lot of, I think, really fantastic modern era movies. You know, Body Heat, My Cousin Vinny, which is perhaps, I think, the best movie in the entire world. So that's my plug, My Cousin Vinny. And then some other modern movies that really, I think, have a deeper message. And maybe not one that is commonly watched today unless you're thinking that maybe you want to be a lawyer and you're interested in what goes on in law school. And there's a great movie called The Paper Chase. And The Paper Chase is about law school and about the struggles of students not much older than you that are going to law school and trying to learn how to become a lawyer. And this is old school law school. I'm proud to say that things don't really work this way in law school these days. But there's a scene in the movie The Paper Chase where the law students come to their first class. And they're in their first class, and they have their first professor, which is played by John Houseman, a wonderful, very humoristic actor. And he's up behind the lectern, and he intones out to this group of terrified law students. He says, I want you to look to your left, and I want you to look to your right. And I want you to understand that at the end of this semester, This law school is so difficult that the person next to you will be gone. They will flunk out. And they're all terrified by this. And the movie goes on to do some other kind of cool things. But I wanted to play off of that line for you tonight. I also wanted to give my plug for my cousin Biddy, so I thought that was a good way to do it. But I wanted to play off that line for you tonight. And really what I want you to do is I want you to look to your left. And I want you to look to your right. And what I want you to realize is what you see is the future. You are the future. All of us, it's a biological certainty, all of us are going to be gone from the face of this earth. Our time as leaders in our community will come to an end, whether it's in a few years or in a couple of decades. And you will be the people that are taking over as leaders in our communities. You are the future. And that's really what RYLA is designed to do. RYLA is designed to help you become good leaders. And we as Rotarians are very proud of the principles that Rotary has adopted to govern our life and our professions. And we have two real primary things. One of them, I understand, you've already covered the four-way test. You've covered the four-way test, which is a very important principle for Rotarians. The other is the motto that we Rotarians choose to live by, which is service above self. You think, well, yeah, there's a lot of service clubs around. Everybody wants to do service in the community. Only Rotarians say we do service above ourselves. Service when it is not convenient to us. Service when we would rather be doing something else. Service that we would do at the expense, perhaps even of spending time in our jobs and earning an income, because service is very, very important to what we do. And we want service to be an important component of your life as well. Every year, the Rotary International President selects a theme that governs that Rotary year. And this year, the Rotary International President, Ravi Ravindran, has selected this theme, Be a Gift to the World. And I think that reflects the motto of service above self very nicely. And I'll conclude with that in just a minute. But before I do, I want to leave you with two thoughts about major Rotary projects that we do in the world that we hope, one of which will be gone and you'll never hear of again, but the other, I'm certain, that you as leaders in the world and in your communities will be working on for the rest of your lives. The first is polio. In 1985, Rotarians worldwide adopted the goal that we would work to eliminate that disease from the world. And in 1985, that disease was present in about 180 countries around the world. Today, polio exists in two countries, Pakistan and Afghanistan. Polio has been a huge problem in Africa. For the past 11 months, there's not been a single case of polio on the African continent. For the past 12 months, Nigeria, which just a few years ago was considered one of the hot spots of polio transmission in the world, has had no cases of polio. We say as Rotarians that we are this close to the elimination of polio, and it's our hope and our prayer that if not in the next couple of years, but perhaps even in the next few months, we will have eliminated that disease from the world. Only the second disease in the history of man that has been eliminated from the face of the earth. Hopefully you won't have to deal with that, and polio will be an historical artifact. The second is what I want to end with, and that is the other thing that Rotary does in all of its projects, and that is peace. Peace is very important to Rotarians. Rotarians were instrumental in the formation of the United Nations. Rotary has peace centers around the world where Rotarians pay for students to earn a master's level degree in peace and conflict resolution. But we don't mean peace just in the sense of peace as in no war. That's certainly part of it. We mean peace in the sense of knowing that you have clean water and you have that peace. Peace in the sense of knowing you have food, you have education, you have an eternal care. Those are the things that we as Rotarians really want to see most in the world. And on today especially, a day that 70 years ago, in a few milliseconds, 70,000 people were turned into ash and vapor. And within another week or a couple of days, another 70,000 people died. And over the course of the next few months, tens of thousands more died in the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Today is the 70th anniversary of the bombing of Hiroshima. We should reflect on that. We should reflect on what we as citizens in the world can do for the creation and fostering of peace in this world in all of its forms. And so I leave you with this. Please go forth with the gifts that you learn here today and through the rest of this camp, that you take those, you move on in your lives, you become leaders in your community and in our state and in our nation, and that you do what President Ravi Ravindran asks of us as Rotarians, but certainly we hope is applicable to you. That you be a gift to the world.